Okay, I think I'm live. Hello. So welcome back to the channel, guys. Just wanted to do a very quick live stream here, showing off something that I did. Switch cameras. So what we're looking at here is my first attempt at doing a project in Kicad. I've been wanting to actually teach myself how to use it, and got a little bit of, basically I was really motivated when I got this GIME-X machine, and also by seeing some of the other projects that are out there that people are doing with Kicad, Rocky Hills recreation boards and whatnot. So this is my first official shipment of boards from JLC PCB, and it was not a calm process, let's just put it that way. So first of all, I got notified that this package was delivered on November 3rd, but it was not in my mailbox at any point. It was never delivered on the 3rd, despite having the tracking number and U.S. Post Office showing it as delivered. So I actually went ahead and called the 800 number for the post office. I don't know why, but just seemed like the thing to do. And lo and behold, like 2 or 3 days later, even they acted like there were no hope for it. They said it was already delivered, but lo and behold, a couple days later, the package arrived, and I got my boards. And I'm actually liking what I see here. The one thing I did forget, you can see that this is a panel. It's made of multiple, it's basically 10 boards to a panel, which is what you do when your boards are too small, unless you just like wasting money. So let's switch back here. So here is, try and get a close-up shot of it. And the back side, it's a nice double-sided board. I chose blue basically to go with the GIME-X in here. And in case anybody doesn't know what a GIME-X is, a little better view of it. The GIME-X is a modern replacement for the GIME chip, which is obviously out of production. So currently I've got this keyboard just on a little extender here, a little breakout cable, but that's beside the point. The GIME-X is working fine. And what we're here to talk about is my LED board, which I have the first assembled one right here in the board. It doesn't screw down or anything, it's just kind of, it wedges in there in one of the keyboard pillars. I'm gonna actually, let me just zoom this camera in on it. Because I think I can. Okay, so the other thing that went wrong with this order was the chips that I ordered from GIME-Co. Ordered 10 each of the 74HC74 and the 74HC123. But my sleeve of 74 123s turned out to be 74 125s, which do not work. They don't even have the same number of pins. So fortunately I did have one of these here This was my original. This was my. Can we have this just sit somewhere? Yeah. This was an original one that I built on a perf board, so I pulled that chip out of there. I'll get some more 123s on order, but this worked just fine for many years. This is the one I had in my repack, and now I don't need to do that anymore. I've got these cool boards that I can make. So we have 3 outputs here. One of the fun little things that you may notice here is that my LED symbols are backwards. If you look at the red wire, they're on the negative side of the symbol. That'll be corrected on the next version of this board, but meanwhile they still work just fine. You just have to know to plug the LEDs in, opposite to what the little silk screen shows. The other thing that I had to figure out, and before we go any further, let me give proper attribution here, because this turbo circuit is not something that I created. This came from the Rainbow. I don't remember the exact issue. No, not the Rainbow. It was a Hot Cocoa, or possibly Color Computer magazine. I'm not even worried about that, but came from one of the magazines, and it was designed, as far as I know, by Richard Lorbieski. Zoom back out here. And another place that you can find this is if you can get you can download this from the Color Computer archives, but I am fortunate to have a paper copy of it actually. This is the 2nd edition. First edition has a blue cover, 2nd printing, and I'm going to go to page 88 here. And this right here is in fact the same turbo light circuit. This is just for a single speed though. This is for a double clock speed, single turbo light. And what I wanted when I got the GIME-X was basically a 2-stage turbo light to know if I'm at 2 megahertz or at 3 megahertz. And first I was thinking, you know, I'd have to add basically another pair of chips and this and that and the other thing, but it turns out this is actually, both of these chips are basically dual function chips. They have this 2 of the same circuits in it. So this is a dual astable multi-vibrator and a dual flip-flop. As far as my 5-volt in, that's just coming straight off the board here. Hopefully you can see that. I got ground right under this heatsink and 5 volts from the red resistor. It's only a 0.1 ohm resistor, so just like with the power LED, it doesn't matter which side you get your 5 volts from for that. As far as the clock signal goes, that one takes a little more care. I do have this on a separate little socket, and that is a shielded cable. And that shielded cable comes over under the motherboard and connects to the E-clock right about where it comes out of the GIME chip. I'm going to put this all back in here. Pull the keyboard out just so you can see how this mounts. And I say mount, it's not so much mounted as just kind of set in there and wedged down slightly. And this, eventually these will be like a ribbon cable rather than a bunch of individual wires, but this is just my prototype here, so don't judge too harshly. But it sits down in there nicely. You can unplug the LEDs if you want to move the lid away. That's all it looks like on the inside. So now I'm going to put the lid back on, I'm going to put the keyboard in, and we're going to do a quick proof that it works. So I am not coming out the GIME-X VGA port here. I'm actually coming out my standard RGB port just because that's convenient. For today, I don't have my custom round plug for the back that goes out to VGA. So anyway, let's just turn this on. Before I do that, yeah, I wanted to get this on here so that you can see it. Alright, pretty wonky setup. There we go, it's not quite as bad. Alright, so you can see the top of the monitor, you can see the top of the case where my LEDs are. I'm going to turn the computer on. So there is a green LED, which you totally cannot see, thanks to these wonderful. And the screen comes on. Alright. So you can see the LED here. Let's switch back, and yeah, this camera does not do good with the screen, but basically I have a benchmark program here that I wrote, and this program doesn't really do anything except flashes some some characters on the screen at low speed, at double speed, and then at triple speed. And it gives kind of some benchmark numbers for it, which the benchmark numbers don't really matter here. I'm just kind of trying to show that this is working. Let's see if this will do it. Nope. Okay, so that's like the opposite of what I want. Just gonna move that right there so you can see the LEDs. And this guy. Yeah. Do that. I'll try to get this to where it can actually see the screen. Okay, zoom out. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Now to run the bench program. So you can see that it's flashing at single speed, one light. Now we're at double speed, got the yellow light. Now we're at triple speed, got the red light. Now I'm not sure, I believe it could be tuned so that the yellow light turns out when the red light is on, but I don't mind having them both on. They're both turbo lights, so it's fine. If I hit quit, it should go back to low speed. If I hit Q for quit. So this is just a little program that I myself wrote for benchmarking, specifically to make sure that I was able to run at the triple speed. Now we'll just run that one more time because it's fun to watch the lights go. And again, you can see how much faster these things run. That double and triple speed really does make a huge difference, even under basic. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show off my LED board and let you guys know that these are available basically for, I mean, I'll send a blank board for just the cost of a stamp for somebody asking. If you're a hobbyist and you want a turbo LED in your computer, and by the way, this works perfectly fine for all color computers 1, 2, and 3 as a normal power LED driver and turbo light. If your Coco does the double speed poke, this will show it. For the Coco 3, obviously it works, and it works with the GIME-X for the triple speed poke. So I am happy to share these, and I'm not in this for profit or anything. I'm just in it to help preserve the Coco legacy, and I think a power LED is important for that because these damn things get hot if you leave them on. Alright, I am done rambling for now. I'm just going to run that one more time because I like watching that red light come on. Boom. Alright guys, I hope you like that little thing, and cheers.